So this will be a how-to video on the process of long division of two polynomials together. You'll come across this a lot in integration, especially in first year. It's often the first thing you do in the problem as well, so if you get that wrong, you'd get the whole problem wrong. Our problem is 4x to the power of 4 plus x to the power of 3 plus 2x squared plus 12. All of that divided by 3x to the power of 3 plus 6x plus 20. So you set the problem out like you would a normal long division problem, your denominator on the left and your numerator on the right. You can rearrange it so that it's in decreasing order of the exponentials here, and if you are missing any, then you can just fill in the gaps with zeros. That'll help the layout of the problem. The first question you ask yourself is, what do you need to multiply this first element by to obtain the first element on the right hand side? So 3x to the power of 3 to get 4x to the power of 4. The answer there is 4x on 3. We write that on top. We then take that and multiply it by each element on the left hand side and write that underneath. 4x on 3 by 3x to the power of 3 is 4x to the power of 4. 4x on 3 times 6x is 24x squared on 3, or 8x squared. We would write that underneath the appropriate order of the exponential there. 4x on 3 by 20 is 80x on 3. And now, because we've got a gap here, we can again just fill that in with a 0. And the next step is to minus these two rows together. 4x to the power of 4 minus 4x to the power of 4 is 0. X to the power of 3 minus 0 is x to the power of 3. 2x squared minus 8x squared is minus 6x squared. And 0 minus 80x on 3 is minus 80x on 3. And the next step is to bring this next element in the very top line down to the row that you've just created, so plus 12. We start the process again, but instead of using the first element on the top row, we use the first element on the new row that we've created. So what do we need to multiply 3x to the power of 3 by to obtain x to the power of 3? The answer is 1/3, so that goes on the top. Then take the 1/3 and again multiply it through each of the elements on the left hand side. So 1/3 by 3x to the power of 3 is x to the power of 3. 1/3 times 6x is 2x. So we'll write that underneath the x to the power of 1s. 1/3 times 20 is 20 on 3. We've got a gap here, so we'll just fill in a 0 there. And again, we minus these two rows together. X to the power of 3 minus x to the power of 3, 0. Minus 6x squared minus 0 is minus 6x squared. Minus 80x on 3 minus 2x is minus 86x on 3. And minus 12, positive 12, minus 20 on 3 is 16 on 3. So notice we've got no more elements on the very top row to bring down, so when we reach that point we're actually finished and our two answers are on the very top row and the very bottom row, and all that's left is to interpret those. So we were left with two important rows in our answer. What was above the line in the long division is the coefficient in the answer, so that can be written out the front. plus a third. And what was on the very bottom row was the remainder after the long division, so that's yet to be divided by the original denominator, and that can be written as such. On 3. So all of that still divided by 3x to the power of 3 plus 6x plus 20, and that's your answer.